in the city by the better barber, they gon' tell you none. Before the shop, I was in the trenches cutting shooters, had to have a loaded gun. Line them up, then stack funds. I don't work, my job fun. $100 tip, all ones, they pay that back when I get done. I done went and flipped another Lexus. Put Volanos on that offset. Who you know, Faye Forte. Got a lot of barbers thinking I'm a threat. Cut him up, make his waist wet. He ain't even had to buy a hat yet. When I finish up all net, his line fresh and that's all.
Too much music. Team through 20. The young guy.
What's going on, everybody? This is your boy Gotti on the Gotti's World Podcast. And I call this guy here. I call this nigga the Nipsey Hussle of cuts. Okay? The Nipsey Hussle of cuts.
That's a good one, bro.
$100 cuts.
That's
and we're going to have to get into that. But before that, this brother here, I was linked to. I saw some of his work before. I didn't know him, but his cousin, my boy, Jonathan,
Yes,
KMV
sir.
Spa.
Shout out, blood.
Shout out. He linked this
Yes,
up,
sir.
man. And
Appreciate
I've
you.
been talking to him. We done had conversations. And this brother here, when I say is down to earth, cool, open, and just overall, man, just a genuine brother, man. I got my guy. I can call him my guy now.
Yes, sir.
Mike the Barber.
Black Mike the Barber.
Black Mike the
Black
Barber.
Mike.
Black ass Mike the Barber. My
Yes,
brother.
sir.
How you feel, cuz?
I'm good, bro. I'm
Yeah.
good. Happy to be here.
Yes, sir. Thank
Yeah.
you for being here, bro.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Thank you for all the respect that you've been that you given me. Thank you all the respect. Just everything, bro. Just how
Yeah.
genuine you are. Just the conversations, even when you call, and when you pick up, it's just it feel.
That's
It
one of
feels.
that's one of the professions of being a barber, though.
Yes,
You
sir.
know what I mean? Like
Yes, sir.
when people come sit in my chair, it's a part of us that's cutting hair, and it's another part of us that's being a counselor. You know what I mean? So
Indeed.
you gotta
I know
be
you heard
genuine.
a lot of problems. I know
Man.
you hear a lot
Man,
of because I know
baby
I've been
mama
to mine.
drama, all type of shit, bro.
I've been to mine. I've been to mine like a motherfucker.
Personal
so I know.
issues.
Yes, sir.
We gotta. That's just one thing that we go through, other than just trying to get the haircut right. You know what I
Indeed.
mean?
Indeed.
We listening to all other type of shit that you normally wouldn't expect. You know, once somebody sitting in your chair. You know.
Sir. Yes,
Yeah.
sir. But we're gonna start it out. My podcast is random. It's up and down.
For sure.
I go different places because I'm a random guy.
For sure.
You know what I mean? But we're gonna start from the past, what you got going on in the present, and the future.
And what I plan to do in the future.
Yes,
for sure.
sir. You ready?
For sure. Yeah, for sure.
All right,
so,
let's do it.
So,
Where are you originally from, cuz?
Auburn Gresham community.
Mm.
87th Ashland, 89th Justine.
Okay.
Loomis, Laughlin, Bishop, all through there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I got your cousin here. Your mom's childhood friends.
Uh-huh.
How would they describe you as a kid? The kid Mike, the child Mike.
As a kid,
Yeah. How would they describe that guy?
I always was outgoing. You know what I mean? Always was relatable, easy to talk to. You know what I mean? That's really about it. You know, I always was confident in everything I did. You know, I don't care what it was. You know, was
Okay.
always confident. So, basically, that's really it. You know.
What was, through your eyes as a kid, how did it look in your household growing up as a child? Like, what was your household look like? Moms, pops, any brothers?
So I was raised by my father.
Okay.
You know, I was raised by my father and his mother, which is my grandmother. I was raised by them. I really wasn't raised by my mother and my mother's side of the family. So it was cool growing up. Like, my father was married to a lady that lived in Parkway, also known as O Block.
Okay.
So
okay.
I was back and forth from my granny hood to Parkway. I was always back and forth. You know what I mean? I went to elementary school on 90th and Troop called
Okay.
Fort Dearborn.
Okay.
And me and my little brother actually got kicked out of there in like 5th grade. 5th grade, super early. We got kicked out of damn elementary school.
How, Sway? How?
I mean, we was just always fighting and
into some shit.
yeah, always into some shit. My brother fought, I had to fight. You know what I mean?
Damn
Like
right.
I fought, he had to fight.
You damn
It
right.
wasn't no coming home and one person had to fight. You feel me?
Okay.
So when we got kicked out of that elementary school, we ended up migrating to 63rd and Calumet or Parkway, also known as O Block. And we graduated. We went to that grammar school over there called Dulles, and we graduated from that grammar school.
Gotcha.
So from probably 6th grade to freshman year in high school, we was over there in Parkway. So we had the best of both worlds. I'm speaking on me and my little brother.
Okay.
We had the best of both worlds. We did the projects. We did the projects. We had the project experiences, and we also had Granny House. Where Granny gave us whatever.
Yeah.
It was barbershops every weekend if we was there.
grandmas, boy.
Yeah, you know how it go in Granny House.
I know it. I'm a grandma.
They don't want to see you. They don't want to see you. They'll give you the world. You know what I
Everything.
mean? So, it was always Granny House. It was when it was Granny House. We always had the finer things.
No doubt.
She always Jabos, all the good outfits. We at the mall every weekend. What you want, get it. Whatever you need, get it. And we'll probably be there for a week or 2 weeks, maybe a month at the most.
Yes, sir.
And then we back in the projects. Rats, roaches,
That would you
fighting all the time.
Would you say that was a solid foundation for you? Now that you as a grown man, would you say that's a solid foundation of what you had?
Yeah, I actually don't have no regrets. Like I actually loved, and it made me the person I am. It make me the person I am today, having the good and the bad. Not just the good all the time.
Yeah.
I had the bad experiences as well. You know what I mean?
It balanced you out.
It balanced me out. Yeah. So that way, still to this day, I'm 32 years old. Still to this day, I can relate to the project people, and I can relate to the people that had they parents in their life and had the good life. I can relate to both sides. So I really liked it.
Would you? I don't want to get too deep, and you ain't got to go into all the details and things like that. But
ask what you want to ask. Man.
You definitely had the balance, but where was the imbalance without your mom? Well, the relationship with your mom, because that's not normal.
Right.
That's not normal.
It's normally the father leaving.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
In my case.
So
That was my case.
My mother was heavy on drugs. She locked up right now. Free her, actually.
Free moms.
She was heavy on drugs. My father was actually heavy on drugs too, though. But he still was functioning. He still had his jobs here and there. He still made money. He still was a hustler. You know what I mean? He wasn't that drug addict that rest in peace. He passed away a few years ago.
Oh,
but
sorry about that.
He still grind, and supported his habit and still took care of us as well. Mm-hmm. I got a stepsister too that he took care of. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So I guess really not having a mother, it really only detached me from that side of my family. My cousins and everybody that on that side of the family. My sister, I got a sister that my mother had. I got 2 sisters actually. You know what I mean? That I really didn't know coming up until I was able to move around on my own.
On your own self,
right.
Yeah.
So my granny, my mother lived a block away from my mother's mother. So it was like the neighborhood was like, we right here on this block, my father's side of the family on this block, and my mother's side of the family right on the next block. So once I was able to move around, 12, 13, 14 years old, go over there, me and my little brother would go over there and just get in tune with that side of the family. You know what I mean? Just because we knew that was family.
Y'all still close? Are you close now?
We really close now, yeah.
Good.
My sister, we super close. My sister, both my sisters, and all my cousins on that side, my grandma, we all super close. Yeah. Even without me and my mother having that that bond, like you should normally have.
Are you keen to being open to having that relationship with your moms? Do you go speak? Do you talk?
Yeah. She called me all the time from the joint, actually. She called me all the time, and I accept the calls, and I talk to her. And it's one thing about prison.
That's rare.
Like,
that's rare.
She wasn't in her right frame of mind before she went to jail. And it's one thing about prison, and I personally know because I did 7 years.
We're gonna get into that.
Excuse me. That it really rehabilitates you. You know what I mean? It's a correctional facility. Like, everybody don't go in there and get corrected, but just listening to her when she calls me, it's like, damn, it's a whole nother woman. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, it's easy for me to say, and it may be other people that's never been there or look at prison a certain way may think different from what I'm about to say. But when you go there, if you're really a good person in the inside, it can change you and make you an even better person. You know what I mean?
Also, I heard it can make you a savage as well.
It can make you a savage.
From what people know and from what people see, they feel like it's just war in there. You gonna have to become a savage to survive.
In ways, yeah, in ways you do, but at the same time, you gotta still know that it's life after you get out. You know what I mean? And you can't carry that to your outside world, especially if you want to prosper and become better at whatever it is you do. Yes. You know what I mean? Or whatever talent that you didn't gain while you was there, or that you had before you even got there, that you wanna continue to work on and grow. I agree. You know, it's like a product of your environment. You know, when you in there, you gonna get on beast mode. You gonna do what you gotta do to survive and get out, but you gonna be smart as well. You know what I mean? I ducked a bunch of fights while I was there just because I knew I had an out date. You know what I mean? Yeah. But in the beginning, there's fights that I didn't duck. You know, I'm like, shit, I gotta make my presence known. I gotta do what I gotta do to finish these years. And then once I get to the end, I gotta be smarter about it. You know what I mean?
I got you.
I gotta really be smarter about it, because I got people that I gotta go to. My granny don't want to still see me here. She don't want to see me losing time and staying in here longer than what I have to, sending me money and shit. You know what I mean? Like, me calling, begging, and asking her to send me money, and, you know, just little stuff like that. So just to answer your question, it's all about the timing. You know what I mean? Like, you got to be smart about it. Like, everything ain't a fight. Everything ain't a battle. Everything ain't a struggle. But you don't learn that until
you grow just a little bit.
You don't learn that until you grow a little bit. And then not only just growing, you gotta have something that you really passionate about.
That's a fact.
And I was really, really passionate about cutting hair a long, long time ago. But I had to eliminate a lot of other shit. You know what I mean? A lot of other people. A lot of other things I was involved in.
You talking.
I had to eliminate all that stuff.
Matter of fact, let's get into that. 8 years old. 8 years old, started cutting. That's rare.
Yeah. It was about 9 to 10, yeah, something like that, yeah.
Bruh.
So,
you just don't fall into nothing like that.
Yeah, you don't.
So somebody had to.
Yeah.
Tell me that. Give me some details on that, cuz.
So, I went to the barbershop. I was fortunate enough to go to the barbershop every weekend when I was with my granny, on my granny side of the family. Going to the barbershop every weekend, sitting there for just hours. You know how you go in the barbershop. You sit there for 2 hours at a time.
That was my job. I used to sleep in the barbershop.
So I'm sitting there and I'm fascinated. Right.
Yes, sir.
So I'm sitting there and I'm just fascinated at seeing the process. So the barber that was cutting my hair at the time, I'm sitting there, I'm fascinated at the process. And I always told myself in my head, like, this is something that I could probably do. This dope. You know what I mean? This is something I could do. Like, he making hella money. You know what I mean? And this was back then when he was getting $15, $20 a haircut. You know, it wasn't $100 haircuts then. So I always trust the process. And I always trust my mind and my thinking. So sitting in that barbershop at 10, 11 years old, watching the barber, and I'm like, damn, that's dope. That's cold what he do. I never thought that 2 years down the line, 12 or 13 years old, my daddy, who was supposed to cut my hair for picture day, didn't cut my shit. He was doing whatever the fuck he probably, you know what I mean? Like in his room, doing what he do, you know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
So I'm like, shit, I'm gonna cut my own hair. Cut my own hair, cut my little brother hair for picture day. I even put a part in my hair. I got this picture at home.
Nigga.
I even put a little part in my hair.
Nigga.
Now,
If that shit ever surface.
now I'm not going, I ain't gonna cat
If that
with you.
shit ever surface, bro.
I ain't gonna cat with you, bro. The shit was, me looking at it now, the shit was horrible. But when I went to school the next day, everybody like, man, who cut your hair? Man, who did that? I'm like, me, you know what I mean?
Right.
And motherfuckers like, nah, you couldn't have did that.
He said, yes,
And
I
I
did.
cut
damn
it. So the rest was history. So living in Parkway Gardens, I ended up cutting a lot of my guys that I ran with in there.
Mhm.
It was a little kiddie club called the Route 66
Okay.
that we used to go to every Saturday. And I used to cut everybody hair. Before we went to the party every Saturday, I used to cut everybody hair.
No.
I was 12.
No. Okay. So as you got older, no barber college, no.
Yeah, I went to
went
Barber
to
College.
okay,
I went to Barber College temporarily. So I ended up going to a military school called Lincoln's Challenge. I ended up I knew what I wanted to do at a young age. I knew what I wanted to do. So going through high school, I'm like, man, look, this shit ain't gonna work. I'm running with all my guys. I'm gang banging. You know what I mean? I'm this shit ain't gonna work. Like, and I know I can cut hair. So why not take a quicker route? A quote unquote quicker route. I'm like, shit, I hollered at my granny, like, man, let me go to Lincoln's Challenge. I went to Lincoln's Challenge, got my GED.
Yeah.
Only thing you needed was a GED or a high school diploma to enroll into Barber College.
And you went.
So after I went to military school, which was Lincoln's Challenge, I end up right after that. Actually, Lincoln's Challenge put me through Barber College. So they end up putting me through Barber College, and I went to Barber College. I actually didn't finish, to be completely honest. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But I went to Barber College, but that wasn't what taught me how to cut hair. Just being consistent is what taught me how to cut hair.
I know personally that's not uncommon because I got a homie, Gotti. Shout out to my boy Gotti, man. Shout out to that. He said YouTube did it.
Right.
YouTube.
Yeah.
Let me ask you, in the barber world, not going to barber college and learning self-wise in a way that might be frowned upon in the barber world.
Yeah.
Is it?
You got some older cats that'd be like, man, this nigga didn't work movie sets. He didn't work video sets.
Yeah.
He didn't did this. He didn't did that. He didn't cut so and so. He didn't cut so and so. But he don't got his credentials. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You got plenty of older cats that are, you know what I mean? But I think a lot of times, everybody route ain't the same route. Let me just put it like that.
Damn right.
Everybody path is not the same path.
Fucking right.
Sometimes to get to where you had to go this way.
Take a different route.
But to get to where I got, only thing I did was be consistent at what I do and got better and better and better and better week by week by week by week. And the things that I've done has actually fell in my lap. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
By me being consistent.
Same here.
I've never really reached out to
Same here.
nobody like, hey, let me work your video shoot or let me cut your hair, bro. I really just did what I was supposed to do as a barber and as a businessman to get noticed. You know what I mean? And that's how it happened.
Personal question from me. Personal question. Coming up, how many heads did you fuck up along your way?
Man,
And do you still see some of them people now?
honestly, I ain't fuck up a lot. Honestly,
But
I didn't.
the ones you did.
The ones I did, I still cut their hair probably.
Oh, so you didn't pay them back? You
Yeah,
owe them.
because it was like a practice.
I was
like,
about to say, you
back
owe that.
then, it wasn't really a fuck. It was a fuck up, but it was a $5 haircut. It was $5 back then. So I mean,
Big fact.
how much could you complain? You know what I mean?
Okay,
Like,
okay.
you couldn't go to the barbershop and pay 15 or 20.
Yeah.
So I mean, you got what you got.
Yeah.
You know,
Being a youngin', you just want to.
yeah, and we all was the same age too. Everybody that I was cutting when I was 12 was probably around the same age that I was.
Bro,
All my friends and you know what I mean.
You don't know how
associates and shit.
rare and special that is, bro. For a 12-year-old
Sure.
cutting
Yeah.
hair.
Yeah.
These 12-year-old nowadays,
Yeah, they doing all type of
Call of Duty, nigga.
man.
Not
They don't even
at-
leave
they
from
ain't
in
even
front of
being
the
outside.
TV.
That's what I'm saying. They ain't even
Yeah.
coming outside. They ain't even
And-
playing basketball.
And that's another thing that I want to really inspire. Like the job that I do is really like it don't get enough credit to me. You know what I mean? Like
Why you feel that way?
I feel like it don't get enough credit.
Cutting hair?
Yeah, it doesn't. Like, and I say that because of what people be willing to pay. You know what I mean? Like
I think it's because it's oversaturated.
oversaturated.
Yes.
Why
To
you-
me,
what you mean? Too many people doing it?
yes.
Correct.
That's
You
why.
right.
That's why I feel like
They sell clippers in every store on the fucking corner in
the beauty supply stuff.
Chicago or the suburbs. The beauty supply stores is on every fucking corner. And they sell clippers in there, and everybody feel like they could just go buy a pair of clippers and start cutting hair. That shit is not how it works.
No different than podcasts. Motherfuckers feel like they can pick up a mic
Or rap.
Or rap.
Or
Hey,
rap.
Okay now. Okay now.
Or rap.
All
bro.
right now. Hold on. Pump the
This
brakes.
shit ain't for everybody.
It
man.
ain't
Like,
for
you know what I'm
everybody.
saying?
It damn shit ain't for everybody. Hitter, do you agree? You a producer. Do you agree? Yeah. Okay. Let's take it back for a step and then we're gonna go forward. We're gonna real quick.
For sure.
Take me to that day. Not even that day. Them hours, them minutes of 2007.
You did some research.
You know I did.
You did some research.
Like that year,
Yeah,
the system took some time from you, cuz.
for sure.
Give me some details,
So-
emotions, feelings.
So, I would say from 2007, a few years back from 2007,
Mm-hmm.
I was in the streets real heavy. You know, gang banging, doing all type of dumb shit, hits, drills, all that goofy shit that people glamorize today. I was cutting hair at the same time, but it really wasn't like a focus of mine. You know what I mean? It wasn't nothing that I really thought that could get me where I am today. You know what I mean? Because I was distracted by the streets. You know, so running the streets, doing all type of dumb shit. I'm in a barbershop actually where I used to work on 82nd and Ashland. I'm in a barbershop at the time, but me not knowing at the time, it's a whole shootout going on in my hood. So, let's just fast forward a couple weeks down the line. Police start coming to my granny crib and shit, you know, like, where he at? You know, they kick the door in. Like, where is he? Whoa. Asking for me. Now, once she called me telling me what's going on, I'm like, okay, could have been this, could have been that, it could have been that I did, it could have been this I did, but I'm like, something ain't adding up. You know, it's just something that was, you know, that something that I felt like. I'm like, this shit ain't adding up.
Mm-hmm.
So come to find out, they looking for me for some shit that I didn't even do. I wasn't even nowhere around. Like, my right hand of God, I wasn't even nowhere near around it. So they looking for me, kicking my granny door down every day, riding through the neighborhood looking for me every day. They snatching my little brother up, thinking he me. Like, and at the time, I don't know why. I don't know what the fuck going on because it ain't like it is today. Everybody glorify and glamorize what the hell they done just did. 2007, your man's them done did some shit, but you don't really know.
Yeah.
Because it's a code of silence. You don't want to tell nobody.
Yes.
I don't give a fuck who it is. You don't want to brag and boast about nothing you just done. So at the time they coming looking for me, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
Fast forward a little bit further. I'm still in the same barbershop I was working in at the time. At this time, I'm trying to take cutting hair super serious. You know what I mean? I'm like, and that's when shit happens.
Yeah.
When you really like,
You got some momentum.
you like, man.
And you like, all right, I'm this is what I'm gonna do.
And I was doing music at the time. So I'm like, I'm finna leave this street shit alone. Even though we warring, this shit right here seems like it's finna be something that's finna be good for me. Cutting hair and rapping.
Yeah.
So I ended up making my mind up like, man, I'm finna start cutting hair and just focus on the music. And soon as I made my mind up, they kicked the barbershop door in and came in there and got me. And the rest was history. I ended up going to jail, did a year in the county, went to trial a year later. And I went to trial because, number one, I didn't do it. And number two, I had a good lawyer. And I'm like, shit, you know, they ain't finna send me to jail for no shit that I didn't do. You know what I mean? And y'all
all
don't
this
really
shit gonna work itself out.
it's gonna play out how it's supposed to play out.
Yeah.
That didn't happen. I end up going to trial and I end up losing in trial. And I got 8 years at 85%. So I ended up doing not a whole 7 years, but like 6 years and like 10 months. You know what I mean? For some shit that I didn't even have nothing to do with. Now I'm gonna be super 100. I ain't gonna cap on your show or none of that shit. I'm gonna be all the way funky with you. Like I wasn't no angel. You know what I mean?
You wasn't the cleanest.
I wasn't an angel.
But you know you ain't do that.
This situation I just didn't do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I know what you're saying.
Which made it easier a little bit down the line. A little bit down the line. Not
at that time.
Not at the time. Not when I heard that guilty verdict. You know what I mean? Like, not when I heard that. Like, when I heard that, shit, I cried in my cell when I went back. Like, damn, how the fuck I gotta go to jail for all these years for shit that I didn't do? But karma, motherfucker. You know, I really believe in karma. I really believe in what you put into the universe is what you're gonna get out.
Well, karma is just nothing but consequence.
For sure.
It ain't nothing but
Facts.
consequence of what you know,
Facts.
whatever you did or whatever at that time. It's just the consequence of it.
Facts.
That's all it is.
Facts. So, end up doing that 7 years, and it took me like 3 years to really accept it. You know what I mean? Like, and really mature enough to be like, man, I done did so much other dumb shit in the streets. Like, this is just shit. This is just something that's gonna make me a better person. You know what I mean? Yeah. It made me understand people better. Yeah. It made me understand just life better. You know what I mean? And just how to cope with different things.
For some reason, bro, I hear even in this story, and even just knowing and kind of seeing your journey, and like I said, just doing my homework, that word redemption, it sticks out. Yeah, it sticks out to me. What redemption? How does it feel, and what was it like when you got out and you kind of like took back control, took that possession back of your life? Yeah. What was that? So I always had a plan. You know what I mean? Like, while I was locked up, I always had a plan. Like, you know what? A lot of people go to jail and they think like, they think the worst. You know what I mean? They think like, oh, it's over with, or they always ask like, why me? And that wasn't me. For my last 4 years in prison, I always told myself like, I'm gonna go out and do what I need to do. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I'm not going to hold no grudges against nobody. I'm not going to fault the victims or none of that for coming to court and pointing me out and completely lying because it wasn't me. Obviously, it wasn't me. No doubt. But y'all came to court and testified and said it was. You know what I mean? So it was like, really, I'm like, man, you know what? I'm going to redeem myself, and I'm going to redeem myself by using my talent. I'm going to redeem myself by cutting hair, and I'm going to do some music on the side. I don't like to label myself no rapper, you know what I mean? But I'm a barber before anything that can rap, you know what I mean? So I'm going to redeem myself by doing what's positive, you know what I mean? And telling my story like I am today. Yeah. And giving back,
I've gave back a lot of free haircuts, a lot of, back to school events and charity shit. Like,
Got one for you.
I'm like,
yes, sir.
that was the way of me redeeming myself and just reinventing myself. You know what I mean? So
Fast forward to everything that's happening now with the criminal justice system. And that same thing still going on.
Yeah.
The same thing that's still happening to you.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that? What is your take and your mindset about that?
It's
mental?
all designed this way, bro. It's all designed this way. Like,
it's a control thing.
It's a control thing, yeah.
Yes.
And it's control. It's designed to control people like us. But I still don't think that's no excuse to do dumb shit or to let certain stuff affect you and just steer you in the wrong path. You know what I mean? I still feel like everybody, the system is designed to get you. Like, I strongly feel that the system is designed to get you, but it's still something in all of us that we can do to stay as far away from that shit as possible, bro. Like,
you hold a lot of niggas accountable for themselves, don't you?
Yeah, hell yeah, man. Hey, look, one of my pet peeves is a pity party. You know what I mean? Like, if a nigga come to me like,
I heard that
look,
shit.
if a nigga come to me like, man, bro, I've been in the joint 6 times. I can't get no job. Could you give me a free haircut or could you help me out on this? Get the fuck out my face, bro. Get out my face,
I ain't trying to hear none of that
I did
shit.
7 years in the joint for some shit that I didn't even do.
Yeah.
And look at me. You know what I mean? Like, I got real bragging rights when it comes to this type of shit. You know what I mean? When it comes to where I come from to where I am today. I don't brag, but I have bragging rights. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, I don't hold nobody. I hold you accountable for your actions. If you don't change the person you are, you gonna stay where you are. You know what I mean? Like, I don't care where you been at. I don't care if your whole family is dead. You know what I mean? Like, and I ain't trying to sound insensitive. I don't care if if you don't have anybody, nobody, you still can become the person you try to become. You know what I mean? It's all up to you. It has nothing to do with nobody else.
It's all up to you.
So all that pity party shit and all that I've been here and been there and I don't have this and I don't have that. No, bro. I hold people accountable for what they for how you are with yourself. You know what I mean?
Word up.
You know, so that's it.
Let's talk about facts. The music. Yeah, why we here?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, one of your many talents.
That's the second single.
I think. Oh yeah. Get you right.
Get you right. With
Get
the
you
first
right with the
single.
first. Yes.
Yeah.
But facts. I think I got my perception of it. But since you here and you got your better, you in the lane and you're in that seat. Coming from you, what does facts? How did that come about?
How did the song come about?
How did the song come
just
about, and why did it come? Why did you feel like you had to make that for you?
So I try to be as real as possible. You know what I mean? So I did music back when I was younger, but I did music to what I was into at the time. You know what I mean? Back then, I was into the game banging. I was into the dumb shit. So that's what I rapped about. I'm not into none of that anymore. But I'm still passionate about doing music.
Yes.
So what I felt like was right was to do music about what I'm into now. And that's cutting hair. You know what I mean? And nobody has ever thought about this. Like, I'm really the first barber that really ever rapped about cutting hair and made it sound cool. You know what I mean? I don't know no other barbers.
Yeah.
Like,
Would you say, Jay? Would you say, Jay? Give him snaps. Shout out to my boy J.O. that's over there, man.
So what up, cuz? What up, blood? I don't know no other barbers that actually that can rap about cutting hair and make it sound cool. So Get You Right was the first single.
Yes.
And what I called myself doing was rapping just like the drug dealers, just like the niggas who call themselves killing people and the drill rappers and the, all the stuff that's relevant right now.
Mm-hmm.
I call myself rapping like that, but metaphorically, just using the same metaphors and everything. So basically anybody can rap to it. Anybody can relate to it. Anybody can rap to it.
Yeah.
And I didn't necessarily want it to sound like Barber rap. You know what I mean? I really wanted to come across as if, oh, okay, this gotta. If a regular person listen to it, oh yeah, this dope. This sound cool. And then as they really listening, at the end they like, oh shit, he talking about cutting hair. You know what I mean? Like, I never want my music to come off as, oh, he talking about barbering. You know what I mean? Or he talking about cutting hair. No, that ain't how I want it to do.
That's what the feel is.
Right.
Because you still
I want it to be modern and in today's type of music, you know what I mean? But I still want it to be like, at the end of the song, like, damn, this nigga just rapped the whole song about cutting hair, but it didn't feel like it. You know what I mean? It didn't sound like it. You talking about the designer clothes, the designer shoes, the money, the bitches, the everything. You know what I mean? Everything all these other rappers talking about. You know what I mean? Because I actually lived the same damn lifestyle. I actually had the same lifestyle as a lot of these shorties coming up just years ago. You know what I mean? 7, 8 plus years ago. You know what I mean? I had the same lifestyle as them, but I'm not the same person now. You know what I mean? So why would I still rap about that? You know what I mean? Like,
got a lot of barbers feel like that I'm a threat.
Yeah, for sure.
Got a lot of barbers feel like I'm a threat.
Yeah.
That's a fact. Just through the grapevine, I've heard like, I heard, yeah, he cool. He got a, you know what I'm saying? He got a couple celebrity cars, yeah. Or you might have some people say, no, I don't know.
Right.
But I go on Instagram and they like the picture. So I'm like, do you know him? This is like, what is that? What is that? This is my own perception of what I see.
People ain't gonna be all the way funky with it. Everybody ain't gonna get. That's our problem as a city. Chicago area.
Oh, so you want to get in Chicago, huh?
That's our whole problem, bro.
Okay, so you want
people don't like to give props where it's due. You feel me? Like, that's our whole problem. Like, I'm really one of them dudes when it come to cutting hair. You know what I mean? Like, I've come from the trenches cutting hair, in the projects, in alleys, in garages, plugged up to cars, on the block cutting hair. Like, I do house calls still to this day. And I was doing house calls before it was even a thing. You know what I mean? Before barbers today was even popular doing house calls. Let me pull up at your crib for 100, 150. Like, I was doing that shit way back in 2005, 2004. Like, for real. So a lot of people, they of course they gonna know who I am and go like pictures and all that type of shit and then act like they don't, you know what I mean? But one thing about me, I've never been in competition with no other barber. You know what I mean? That was just a line in a rap. You know what I mean? Like, I ain't in no competition with nobody. You know what I mean? Like, I'm in my own lane, my own path. Like I said, ain't no barbers rapping, bro.
Yeah, no, Mike.
About cutting hair.
I feel some big energy coming from over there, though. I feel some big fucking energy coming from over there. So if you can, please give me some of the. Give me some names. Give me some names of who you've been cutting. That, and then we're gonna get into the how had they help you get to that status that you have. So give me some of them.
Number one, I'ma always shout out big bro, Matt Forte. Number 22, Chicago Bears legend.
Shout out.
Running back.
Shout out.
You feel me? Like, big bro, he well, first of all, I started cutting his hair through a friend, a friend that's outspoken. He was at a party with him one day, and he saw Matt was growing his hair back because Matt was bald for a bunch of years. Yeah. He saw that he was growing his hair back, and he just wanted to plug me. This is a close friend of mine, Big Dave. Shout out to Big Dave.
Shout out.
And he was like, man, you need to go get your hair cut by my friend. You know what I mean? Like, this is who you need to get your hair cut by. So the rest was history since then. He believed in what he was saying. He reached out to me like 2 days. He followed my Instagram first.
I know that was a hell of a shot.
I wake up to a text message from Big Dave like, man, Matt Forte just followed your Instagram. This is somebody that I used to watch in jail, in prison every Sunday. You know what I mean? Like, watch this man every Sunday on the screen on a little ass TV in the cell. So, bro, text me like, man, Matt just followed you on IG. I'm like, all right, whatever. Go on IG, he followed me. 2 days after that, he's calling me. Like, yeah, bro, one of these days I'm gonna get my hair cut by you, you know. And the rest was history. So shout out to him.
Shout out.
Man, he changed my life a lot, you know. As far as like mentally, you know, we had like real man-to-man conversations, you know what I mean? Like spiritual conversations, financial conversations, business conversations, all that. He taught me a lot, you know what I mean? As far as it ain't even had nothing to do with no haircut, you know. Lil Zay Osama, shout out to Lil Zay. Shout
out.
Tay 600.
Shout out.
That's my boy. Man, a lot of people. Corey Hardrick, Tia Mowry husbands.
Ooh,
Bow Wow.
Shout out, Bow.
Lil Scrappy.
Shout out, Scrap. Lil Scritting out.
Man, it's a lot of D-Lo from Chicago.
Most
of the Polo G.
That's a
most of the people from Chicago.
That's a roster.
Most of the people from Chicago that sat in my chair, man. They got right. You know what I mean? Like,
that's a fucking roster.
Most of these people, most of the Chicago people and artists have sat in my chair. You know, executives, most of the people behind the scene, managers and stuff like that. They done sat in my chair. I don't want to forget nobody important, but I really can't think about nobody right now.
So
nobody else.
Like, even when you start getting that type of clientele, the mental, the mindset, the inner.
Shout out to Romo too, Lil Romo.
Shout out. The inner G in you. What was that confidence? I know that was a confidence builder, like
yeah.
What did that do to you, man?
It just made me work harder. You know what I mean? Like, that shit make you work harder. Like, I want to reach Jay-Z now. I want to reach all the A-list rappers and the A-list actors and the A-list models, you know, whoever, you know what I mean? Whoever got that bag, I want to reach him. You know what I mean? Like, that helps me and my family.
That's
you
a
know
look.
what I mean?
Yes,
like,
yes, sir.
Why not? You know what I'm saying? So,
and that shit is important.
And the B and C list people that I've done, they've helped me. So I can only imagine what the A list, you know, if I get Denzel in the chair, or you know what I mean, or Jay-Z in the chair, somebody like that, you know, like 50.
Okay. Another personal question. This is me. This is me. This ain't no for everybody. This shit is for me. How in the? No, let me bring that back just a little bit, because I was about to go there. Who in the hell do you think you are to give to charge $100, nigga?
Right.
Niggas ain't got that nowadays, bro.
They do.
No, that's cap.
People do, especially in 2020, bro. Come on now.
That's IG cap.
Everybody got it in 2020.
That's IG cap. I'm not going
with
there.
This pandemic relief and all that shit. Everybody got $100, nigga.
You saying the PPP?
All that. Everybody got $100, bro. Like, if you ain't got no $100, something
for
wrong.
For a cut, bro?
Yes.
Nigga.
Something wrong. If you don't got $100 right now, something wrong with you.
For a cut?
Yes.
Bruh.
Man. Yeah. And this ain't nothing new.
What about the cheap niggas? I'm one of them. 50. I pay my
50 for the cheap niggas.
Hey, don't get my barbers no fucking idea, bro. Don't get my barber no fucking idea.
It's 50 for the cheap niggas, you know what I'm saying? That's the cheapest it's gonna go, bro.
Oh my god.
That's the cheapest it's gonna go, man.
Okay. I just had a little moment. Let me get my moment out. I had to get my moment. Let me ask you,
2020,
bro.
everybody got it though.
Everybody got it. I'm sure you heard it. Rappers want to be ball players want to be rappers. Barber, rapper. How did that fit in? Like, we going back to the music now. So the main topic is what you're talking about is cutting. You talking about cutting, doing a little flexing with the little, you know what I'm saying, with the new shit going on.
Yeah. So
Why?
so
Why?
so why rap and cut hair?
Why?
It's promotional, bro. It's marketable. You know what I mean? Like, this something that these barbers don't understand. A lot of barbers, let me just tell you about a lot of barbers, bro. I've been cutting hair since I was 12 years old, been working in the shop since I was 16. What I've learned from barbers, they don't know how to market themselves and promote themselves like they should. So it's all type of ways to get yourself out there.
Yeah.
I just happen to know how to rap. So why not rap about cutting hair? Why not make my own commercial about cutting hair? I have so many comments under my Instagram videos and posts when I'm rapping, like, bro, this shit make me want to get my hair cut by you. Like, I have to come get my hair cut by you now. You know what I mean? Like,
Big fact.
like, they never even seen a haircut from me. They never even saw my page or anything. I may have promoted my page or sponsored it or something, and it may have reached people that never even saw one haircut from me. But they like, man, this shit makes me want to get a haircut from you. You know what I mean? Because you so confident as into how cold you are and I may not even be the best barber. You know what I mean? I may not be the best barber there is, but I'm presenting myself like that. And that's all about marketing and promoting and branding yourself.
What about the people who really into this shit, like knee deep into this rap shit, and they ain't too fond of what's going on? They ain't too fond of what you talking about.
They act like they fucking with me. If they not, they ain't telling me they not fucking with me. You know what I mean? Like, all the rappers that I fuck with, they like, bro, that shit dope. You know what I mean? And I know the ones who just capping. You know what I mean? And I know the ones who genuinely think that, you know, I can do my thing in the rapping, in the music business. So, I mean, I don't really care about what nobody think or nobody opinion. You know what I mean? I'ma still continue to do what I do anyway. You know what I mean? Regardless of what anybody think or what anybody say. You know. But most of the rappers, just to answer your question,
go ahead. Well, I'm listening.
Most of the rappers, you know, I get around Lil Zay and all these guys.
You get inspired.
And I show them my video and you know, and if I'm on a house call or something and they already playing YouTube anyway, playing all these local people and all
Might
these.
as well put me
Hey,
on
look,
there.
bro. I take the remote. I stop a whole haircut and take the remote and be like, let me type this in real quick.
Do you
don't
know
even tell them what it's finna be?
Okay, do you know how many people I done said, man, bro, you got a phone? Let me see your phone real quick.
Yeah.
Go ahead and subscribe to this right quick.
Yeah,
subscribe
bro.
to this YouTube page. You might see something that you like, bro.
It's about confidence, bro.
You might see somebody you know.
Hey, look, a closed mouth don't get fed.
You ain't never lied.
Ain't nobody gonna know what you do.
You ain't never
unless
lied.
you look like it or you tell them. You know what I mean? Like, everywhere I go, look, I wear this. Get you right. This is my brand, my logo.
That's it.
Everywhere I go, I wear something that got to do with cutting hair. You know what I mean? From the tats to everything. You know what I mean? Like, it's all about marketing and branding yourself. Like, if you don't present yourself accordingly to people, or even if you gotta tell somebody or pass somebody a business card, they will never know what it is that you do or that you have going on.
Tell me the last time you had to take a personal question. Tell me when the last time you had to take 2 steps back to go 3 steps forward.
2 steps back to go 3 steps forward. It's been a while, probably a long time actually, but I'm gonna say that that's a blessing. You know what I mean? I really been on just on a consistent roller coaster. Like, just leveling up monthly, weekly. You know what I mean? Just I really haven't had to go no steps back, actually. You know what I mean? To be honest with you, like, and that's all about being consistent in what you do. You know what I mean? Just continue to work. Whatever. Don't try to do nothing different. You know what I mean? Don't try to be a master of everything. Perfect what it is you do. Perfect what it is you do, and you're gonna continue to just elevate. So I really, to answer your question, I don't really know how to answer that. I've never really had to go 2 or 3 steps back to move forward, you know. I mean, that's a blessing.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Are you striving for success or greatness?
Success or greatness?
Neither one of them got neither one.
I
to
don't
do
gotta
with each
be. I don't gotta be great. I don't gotta be great, but in order to get success, you're gonna try to do great things. You know what I mean? You're gonna try to become better at what it is you do. You know what I mean? A lot of people think I'm a great in cutting hair, you know what I mean, and being a barber or even rapping. But being great, I believe being great equals success. You know what I mean? So just doing what I do and doing it at the best of my ability, the success gonna come. Like, I never been the type of dude to chase no money. You know what I mean? I never been the type of dude that see somebody and be like, oh, I could get such out of him. Or I'm going to charge him such and such. I'm going to cut this dude hair to the best of my fucking ability. And I'm going to expect $100 out this nigga. You know what I mean? Like, if I don't, then cool. That means I just got to cut the nigga hair better the next time. And it's always room for improvement. You know what I mean? So
always
being great, success just come with it.
When was the last time you've been vulnerable?
When was the last time I've been vulnerable? Man, shit. As far as what, just in life period or just cutting hair?
Just life. The last thing you had to be vulnerable about, and you just had to say, fuck it, this is my enough. I'm just let it go. Let me get myself all the way together.
Right.
Let me bag up and you had to submit and just like, all right, I hear you, God.
I don't know, bro. Shit, that's a tough one.
I'm gonna get paid for it one day. I'm gonna get paid for all this shit one day. Don't worry about it.
That's a tough one, bro. Vulnerable. See, when I think of vulnerability, I think of like relationships and shit. You know what I mean? And dealing with a female. I never had to really be vulnerable in my craft. You know what I mean? And in cutting hair, I really never had to be vulnerable. Or maybe I did if somebody just wanted what they wanted and I didn't want to give them what they wanted. You know what I mean? I had to really just like be like, you know what? This haircut ain't for you, but I'm gonna make it for you.
You told the nigga the truth.
Yeah. I'm gonna make it for you. You know what I mean? I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna cut your shit like this. I'm gonna make it for you, even though this ain't for you. So
okay.
That's probably it.
Okay. Well, since you said relationships, this is where we're gonna take it.
Okay.
How would you being a celebrity, you're a barber?
I ain't no celebrity.
No, you're a celebrity. No, fuck that. You're a celebrity. With you being who you are, the status that you have, the guy who you are, the personality that you do have, and you carry, the confidence that you are, the energy that you are as well too. The women, how they treat you. Is it a special lady? Is it what? Tell me something.
Man.
I think we got him.
Man.
I think we got him here. Tell me what's happening, baby.
Well,
you don't
my son's mother though, she always number one. Like, she number one. This my first child, my son, like, she number one. You know what I mean? And I'm probably gonna leave it at that.
Okay. I ain't gonna press you.
You feel me?
Okay. Let's
and I'm just be honest with you. Then that should be every man's. Like, that should be every man's answer. You know what I mean?
Nah,
if somebody gave you,
no,
and
I get you. Go ahead.
Yeah, and she gave me something that you know that was like that's like that changed me. You know what I mean? Like, my son changed my life. It made me look at a lot of shit different. You know what I mean? It made me make better decisions, made me make, you know, just do things different and look at life different. You know, when you bring a child into the world, you know, it make
your eyes change.
Yeah, your eyes change. You know, shit just, decisions you make overall are just, you know, smarter. You know,
what?
So she number one. I don't give a fuck.
I
like,
feel you.
Who who come into play. Like she's number one.
I feel you. That is not my
Shout out to
story.
Bree.
That is not my story. That is
Yeah.
not. But
Yeah.
what does it?
I
What
get
does it? Okay. What does the ideal woman look like to Mike?
Ideal woman.
The ideal woman. What does she have to have? What does she have to? What is your?
She just gotta be. She gotta be business savvy like me. You know what I mean? Like
be
she.
on the shit.
Yeah, she gotta be on her shit. Like I don't like no. Give me, you know, if you can't do the shit that you asking me to do for yourself, I can't really rock with you. You know what I mean? Like,
Even if it's a hard time.
now that's different. Hard times is different. I'm just talking about on a regular.
On a regular. Okay.
Like,
Okay.
if you having hard times a lot, then I'm probably not supposed to be fucking with you no way. You know what I mean? But now we ain't talking about twice a year or a few times out the year. Everybody go through that, you know what I mean? But you know, if you ain't on your shit, like I can't
get you.
really, cause I'm on mine. You know what I
Yes,
mean?
sir.
Like I'm
Yes, sir.
cutting hair every day, like 7 days a week. Like I really technically work 5 days a week in the barbershop.
Mhm.
But after hours, I might do house calls, or on the weekends, I might do house calls or something like that. You know what I mean? And you got to really understand that as a woman dealing with me. You got to really understand, like, I'm self-employed. I don't work a 9 to 5. You know what I mean? I don't go to work at 9 in the morning and get off at 5 at night and then come home.
You on a hustle.
That ain't how it is. That ain't how being a businessman, that ain't how owning your own business works. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm on call all the time.
Yes,
Like
sir.
I just left LA the other day, and that shit was spare of the moment. You know what I mean? Like a lot of shit is spare of the moment. Like I might have to go to LA next week before Christmas. You know what I mean? Like, but you have to understand that.
Yeah.
Because I'm trying to get somewhere, and I'm trying to pave a way, not just even for myself, but for other barbers. You know what I mean?
What toll does that take on not only maybe a potential relationship, but the relationship with your kid?
Yeah.
Sometimes it's spur of the moment to where you're like,
Yeah,
man, I
yeah.
know I had these plans, little
Yeah.
man. I gotta go. What is that?
I actually got my pockets dented because of that. You know what I mean? My son, like, Daddy, I want to go on the airplane. We always drop you off at the airport. Why I can't go on the airplane?
That's smart kid.
But he don't understand. Like, I'm going for business.
Right.
I'm going to work.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it actually put a little dent in my, took a little change out of my pocket, because now I got to take him on a flight. You know what I mean? Because and not only just take him on a flight to because we actually going to see his cousins and my sister, his auntie, to take him on a flight, but just to have him understand that this is business. You know what I mean? I instill this into him. You know what I mean? Like, I always have a long conversation with him. Like, look, Daddy going on a plane to do business.
How old is he?
He's 4. He'll be 4 in February.
Okay.
So Daddy going on the plane to be able to buy your Christmas gifts. Christmas is 3 weeks from now. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
Daddy going on the plane to work.
Yeah,
you
so
know
he
what I
breaking
mean?
it down like that.
Yeah, and he ain't he ain't the average 4-year-old neither. You know, he's not 4 yet, but he ain't the average 4-year-old. You know, he understands if you explain it to him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he always tell his mama, like, damn, Daddy been gone a long time, or I haven't talked to Daddy. And because I be gone when I'm out of town working, honestly, bro, I'm not even trying to call and talk to nobody. I'm really enjoying this good life out here in Cali, or wherever it is I am, and I'm getting this money, and I'm gonna come home, and I'm gonna, my family gonna reap the benefits. I'm not really trying to focus on nothing else. You know what I mean? So he always tell his mama hit me up like, your son said he ain't talked to you in a long time. You know what I mean? And so it affects him in a way, but my job is to just explain to him what it is that I'm doing. You know what I mean?
Do you feel like you can do a better balance?
Not now. Honestly, not now.
Okay.
Because I'm still in grind mode.
Gotcha.
I'm still not where I need to be.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? I still don't got an M in the bank account. You know what I'm saying? I still don't have an A-list client. You know what I mean? Like, I need an A-list client right now. I want an A-list client right now to where I'm on their payroll. You feel me?
I got you.
I'm on your payroll. I'm getting a check. I'm getting a direct deposit every month from you for cutting your hair. You know what I mean? You flying me here, you flying me there. That's the goal. You know what I mean? So I'm not I'm not there yet. So everything else they gotta understand. You know what I mean? Especially coming from where I'm coming from. I came from the bottom. I came from 7 years in prison. You know what I mean? Like
You feel like you got some catching up to do?
cutting hair on the deck. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel like I got no catching up to do. I feel like that I'm not where I need to be, but I don't have no catching up to do. You know what I mean? Because I feel like even during the time that I did, it's a lot of barbers that I looked up to when I first started cutting hair that I'm past now. And they will honestly tell you that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm past a lot of people, so I don't really have no catching up to do. I done came home and surpassed people. You know what I mean? And that ain't even bragging or none of that. That's just
It is what it is.
It is what it is. Yeah.
Same
You know?
here.
So I don't really have no catching up to do, but I still got work to do.
I get it.
I still have work to do. I just because I've cut the people that I've cut don't mean that it's over with. You know,
I dig that.
you know, ain't no limit. It ain't no limit.
Shit, it ain't no ceiling either.
It ain't no ceiling.
It ain't no ceiling either.
People say sky's the limit. I don't believe in that shit. You know, like
I'm with you on that, bro.
you can keep going until you die.
I'm with you on
Keep
that.
going and keep going and keep going up until you die. Fuck it, I want to cut the president hair,
Hey.
white or black.
See, I can do both, goddammit.
Man.
Let's get into the 10 name game.
Okay.
This is a game that I play before we get out of here. I still got another question after that I want to get into. The 10 name game. It's a game to where I'm going to ask 10 things or I'm going to say 10 names. And you have to give me your answer in a one-word answer. The first thing that pop in your mind got to be a one-word
So
answer.
you gonna say
So if I say studio, you say
rap.
boom.
Okay.
Boom.
All right.
10 things.
Okay.
You ready for it?
Let's go.
They're going to be random as fuck.
Let's go.
You ready for it? Jail.
Freedom.
Leader.
Me.
Family.
Love.
The Bears.
Matt Forte.
Barber College.
Damn. Shit. Failed.
Slaves.
Damn. Slaves. Slaves. Not me. that ain't one word.
Not a
but-
one-word answer.
Slaves. Free.
Religion.
Kinda.
As crazy as that sound, I understand it. As crazy as that
Kinda.
sound, I understand that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Passion.
A lot.
Goals.
Accomplished.
Last one. Ready for it?
Let's go.
Michael Woods.
Testimony.
I get it. Clap it up, 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 clap it up.
A testimony.
Hit it what we give him. A minor.
A minus.
Oh man. Okay. Last question. I feel like, to me, this is my mindset. It's a dark cloud in the city.
Yeah,
It's a very dark cloud over this city.
it is.
There's a lot of shit going on.
It is.
Me and you we just talked about the violence. A lot of
Yeah.
shit that's happening.
Yeah.
You were, in a way, in your day, part of that.
Yeah. Yeah.
How do you contribute to some of that redemption or to some of that problem? How you giving back? How are you going to contribute if you have not been
So
to that madness that's
yeah.
out here?
So you say how do I fix it or
In your own personal way, with your talent, what you do, how can you contribute to some
So,
of this madness that's out here?
That's a good question because barbers, like I said earlier, barbers are counselors, and I love cutting these little dudes, man. I love cutting them because in a way, like you say, I try to instill some inspiration in them. I try to show them that bro, you got a record deal, bro. Like you made it already. Like leave that other shit alone. You know what I mean? So cutting the little Zay Osamas, the Polo G's, the little Romos, the Tay 600s, all them. Just cutting them, I try to give them a little bit of my background. You know what I mean? And when I do get them a little bit of my background, I try to tell them like, and just try to show them like, look, man, I was you at 18. You know what I mean? I was you at 19. You know, but you got a God-given talent that'll get you further in life. So with all the bullshit and the drama that you still may be in, just let it go. You know what I mean? Try to let it go. You know what I mean? Just try to at least. You know, it's like you don't wanna throw that shit down the drain. You got an opportunity right now that a lot of people would love to have, and you don't want to really throw that down the drain. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
But at the same time, I still understand where they stand,
where they at
too. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people died, a lot of people then got hurt and got killed and all type of shit. You know what I mean? Or in jail for such and such. You know, but so I still try to not sound insensitive as into what they going through because, like I said, I've been through that shit too.
Right.
You know what I mean? Way before the internet, way before it was even to be able to be broadcasted on YouTube or Instagram or any of these large platforms.
Yeah.
We only had Snap. We only had what was it? What was the shit?
What? You talking about?
What was the old shit that we had?
MySpace?
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
it was MySpace.
We only had MySpace back then. You know what I mean?
I used to do a lot of shit on MySpace.
A lot of shit that I did and that we did back then, we couldn't really. It really wasn't broadcasted then. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
And it's been times that I didn't want to cut certain artists. You know what I mean? Like it's been times where I'm like, man, I'm not cutting this nigga. You know what I mean? Like I might end up shot fucking with this nigga, or I might end up being affiliated with this person. But somewhere inside of me, I'm like, man, you know what? I'm gonna cut these dudes, and I'm gonna try to be a mentor to them. You know what I mean? I'm gonna try to be that older dude that's not too much older. I'm not considered an old head to them, but I'm older. You know what I mean? And I'm a try to instill some type of positivity into them. You know what I mean? And try to just show them that it's a way.
Yes, sir.
Cause I was in the same boat. Like I didn't drilled, I didn't shot motherfuckers, get shot at, and did all type of dumb shit. You know what I mean? But now look at me. Now I fuck with millionaires and hang with athletes and cut their hair and all that type of shit. But I don't brag and boast about what I used to do or what I used to be. You know what I mean? They find out that shit down the line once they really get to know me. And then it's like, damn, you came a long way. You know what I mean? So those are the things that I try to, when I go and cut these shorties' hair, that's still into certain shit and dibbling and dabbling in certain, fucked up stuff. I try to show them, one way or another that, hey, bro, you got the gift. The record labels then gave you the money. You know what I mean? Leave
that other shit,
that goofy shit alone, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it ain't really worth it. You know what I mean? It's not worth it. It's really not worth it. Like, it ain't.
Brother, I appreciate you so much for coming, man.
For sure.
You just don't know how much I really didn't.
Thank you for having me.
Man, the stuff that you didn't say, how relatable you are, and even just the rare story that you have, bro. Like, it's still, once I sit back and watch this, like, it's really gonna be like, damn. Like, how the fuck would I think? How would I put myself in their shoes, and what would I come up to be? You know what I mean? And I just appreciate you, cuz.
I want to give a special shout out to my cousin Carlton Spencer too. Like he actually was the first person to give me the opportunity to cut a celebrity, which was Bow Wow. He was like
Dope.
my first celebrity, and he's a stylist. You know what I mean? And he was like, "Hey, cuz, hey, you want to cut Bow Wow?" I'm like, "Yeah." You know what I mean?
Quickly.
And when I look back to that first haircut I gave him, it really wasn't all that compared to the haircuts I got now. You know what I mean? And he gave me that opportunity to, whenever he style these certain artists, he called me and be like, "Man, cuz, come cut them for me." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so that's how I really got into the game. You know what I mean? Through him. And it really just fell in my lap, just being consistent.
That's love.
Just being consistent and steady working and just, you know, just growing and becoming better at what it is I do. You know?
Give out your handles and everything, how everybody can get in touch with you.
Yes, sir.
How they can book you, how they can get
sure.
features,
For sure.
all this shit. Give them to it.
Black Mike the Barber on Instagram. That's Black Mike DA the Barber, not THE. The Barber on Instagram. Mike Woods on Facebook. I will give out my number, but a lot of you bitches will probably be trying to call me. No. You feel me? But man, get up with me, man, and you know, inbox me on Instagram, and I can get to you as soon as possible. You know, I'm very busy cutting hair. You know, but it is what it is. You know, I might be in town, I might not be. You know.
Two things before we get up out of here. Two things. I gotta ask you. It's a ritual.
Okay.
One, I just need 10 followers from you, Jay.
10 followers.
I just need 10. I don't need
That ain't
20.
shit.
I don't need 30. I just need 10.
That's nothing.
I need to get my followers up.
I'm going to do that for you.
Okay.
Hey,
Okay.
look.
Okay.
Hey, look, bro. We locked in now. We locked in now.
You heard it.
Hey,
You
we
said it on
Hey,
here.
Look, this is a stepping stone for me, bro. Like,
Okay.
I want to be the first barber on the Breakfast Club, bro.
Hey.
You know what I mean? Like,
hey.
you hear me? Like,
say that.
And it starts here. You know what I
Start
mean?
here.
Like, everything is a stepping stone, in a platform. Just me being locked up. Like, it was like the first 2 years, I felt like, shit, I'm ready now. I can go home and I could be a barber. I don't want to gang bang no more. I just want to be barber. That was the first 2 years of my 7-year sentence. But it was all about timing. Everything is not the time that you want it to be. You know what I mean? But just because you think you're ready, God don't think you're ready at this time. You know what I mean?
Well,
the
that's
higher
good.
power don't think
Well,
you're ready.
that's what they say. That's what they definitely say. If you want to make God laugh, tell him your plan.
For sure. Facts.
Second thing is, I just need you to be safe out here, bro.
For sure, man.
With a lot of shit that's happening, all the crazy shit,
yes.
and who you are, and a lot of niggas be lurking, a lot of niggas they be plotting, and around this holiday, bro.
Yeah.
I just need you to.
I keep God first.
Yes.
And I keep that thing. No.
Hey,
you
man.
Like, I'm a barber. Hey, look. I'm a barber, but I ain't no dumbass barber. You know what I mean? Like, I ain't no nigga that lead a barbershop, goddammit, and not watching, knowing who I am. You know what I mean? Knowing, like, a motherfucker might think that I got $1,000 on $2,000 on me. It's Christmas time right now, and I'm leaving the barbershop. Like,
Jay, I love this nigga, man.
Hey, look, bro.
He didn't turn my shit out.
I move smart, okay?
Yes, sir.
I move smart. I just don't do the same dumb shit I used to do. You know, I move how I move, but you know, I got a son that I gotta live for. I got a son that needs shit that still have to get, you know, provide for him. You know what I mean?
So you gotta keep your head on the swivel.
Keep my head on the swivel. You know,
the way I end this.
It's a lot of niggas that think I'm just a barber. You know what I mean? And I am just a barber right now, but I can get on that. You know what I'm saying?
The way I end it, but see, you didn't fucked it up. The way I want to end this, the way I want to end this, man. Look, we gonna go out on a peaceful though. This is how we gonna do it. Y'all already know where to find me. I ain't even got to do all that.
Yes, sir.
But the way I end this, man. Thank you, God, for another beautiful episode.
Thank you.
Thank you, God, for this brother in front of me with this talent that he has. Thank you, God, for his supporters, his cousin, his homie. Thank you.
Big man, what up?
Thank you, brother. Thank you, brother, for looking after him. My engineer, Hitter. Thank you, God, for this brother. And thank you, Envion, for just this home, man, that y'all giving me for this platform, man.
Sure.
Y'all know what this is. It's another one. Mike the Barber, man.
Yes,
we out of
sir.
here. Yeah.
Newness, here's the anthem. Put your hand up that you shoot with, count your loot with. Push the pool stick in your new crib, same hand that